All right, projects on top of projects on top of projects. So this is going to be a first for me. I'm doing a dual unboxing for this night vision project. So actually, pause one sec. And it's nothing against my uh, AGM TM160 here, but I did end up finding, and it's used to be, at least on the thermal imaging, to be very, how can I put it, narrow. It's probably the best way I should put it. As far as like getting my focus on it, like I needed to put in a lot more focus than I was comfortable with as far as being around aware of my surroundings, and especially with training, trying to keep both eyes open at all times, um, just for sake of the environment and the outside. So, and I find this to be the case for just about any thermal imaging that, at least under my use, this will be for, let's see here, sort of scouting purposes, but not for positive ID. And that's where I got lent to my night vision to establish that positive ID, where this is more of a search type of tool, I should say. But in any event, even if you come across things that are creature-like with thermal, you should never take that for granted, especially if it's a deer size, because you never know, someone's in a costume or some other crazy other aspect behind it that you always want to end up on the firm side of positive identification. And even in the higher resolutions, again, this will do great. Nothing wrong with thermal, but your positive ID should always be under the naked eye. And that's where I want my night vision setup to come in. So while this may be something that will be used as a great search feature and just to establish an object, a live object, um, that's not the can all be all. So that being said, let's get to the unboxing here. And while I may make a separate video when it comes to depending on the performance, I actually put in that little berry over there just to see if we could work with it. As far as the functionality goes, I may end up waiting for later in the night to um, explore that. And it might be in a separate video, but we'll just go with what we got right now. And in case you are mega curious, these are just some regular boxes, just a couple that I have here. Actually, this is the inner box from the Amazon one. So we should probably go with the DNT optics first. Because that one was the box inside of a box. You got two boxes with it. So again, let's also mention this. The DNT model name is the NVMD-C200. Okay. And that was my purchase from Amazon because I had a gift card from work, so might as well use it. Okay, so on this smaller box here, it does mention that it comes with a rechargeable battery. That's two of them. That's the 18650 and one battery charger. And we got exactly what's in the box here. I'll go ahead and show it to you just so you get a good look at it. The cable is right over here. And here's the charger. I'm used to seeing these. And a little case here for your 18650s. So, nicely packaged. We'll just lay this to the side over here. Again, one more look at it. And the batteries one more time. And we'll see if they have a charge on it so that we can just get a quick function test out of it. But if it does need to charge, I'll go ahead and make a separate video on that. So here's your front forward package in there. Okay. And one of the main functions for it as a magnifier is what I plan on using it more so. Other reviews have shown that it can magnify up to 5 times. But since I'm pairing it with my gold Holosun optic, or gold red, no, almost a red dot, gold dot optic, that I'll be using the 3x since that's what I'm most used to. Not that I have anything against 5x, but under digital zoom, I feel like a lot of detail will be lost, and I already have a 5x optic, Swamp Fox prism that's on my AK. So that's serving that role. Okay, so here we go again. Really good packaging. It's like, almost feel like I'm doing an Apple review or something. And this is 4-in-1 red dot magnifier, standalone, clip-on, and action cam. I'll be honest, I probably won't be using the action cam too often. Just something that usually slips my mind whenever I do anything. Clip-on, perfectly fine. Honestly, when I say that, because they sell a separate option for a flip to the side magnifier, I wish they would have just, across the units, just put it all together. Just make it a, a dual function, make it a clip on and make it a flip to the side, and raise the price across the board by, I don't know, $40 or whatever that you could justify the cost between all of it. Just put it in. But that's me talking. And then what it's really meant for my use as a red dot magnifier. So there you go. I mentioned in one device, endless possibilities. Here's a quick start menu there. Or I should say quick start. I said menu. Manual. Here's a user manual. Now this, we'll find out real quick what it is. Okay, that's what I thought it was too. But a very neatly folded lens cloth. So, nice touch. We're using some felt in this. So, okay, here is our quick detach mount. Let's go ahead and open that right quick. So here again is your quick detach mount. Okay. And you have your adjustment tool there, as well as the 4, no, is it 4? It's 3 screws here. So there you go. Okay. Going through the smaller things first before I get to the main unit. So it's probably going to be your connection, your USB-C and your USB standard connection. I believe this is for, this is not for recharging. This is strictly just for transferring data. So like in my case with my laptop, this would be just for getting raw footage from the device and transfer it over to the computer. Okay. And the main piece. Ta-da. So here you go. And it's DNT branded even on the bra. How Victoria's Secret of them. And here's your slot for the battery here. So Let's go ahead and just take this off here. Never usually keep these, but the felt material is very nice. Very suede-like material that's found here. Okay. So looking good. No defects that I could find. Okay. So it looks like there's only 2 screws that are needed, possibly. All right, so I might pause just so I could put it together, just so that by the time I get to the function check, that you don't have to sit here and watch me bumble and stumble all over the place. Well, let's see if one of these batteries will just immediately start charging. Let's see here. Okay, which one's the negative side? Okay, got that orientation right. Just bear with me. Okay, pretty snug there. All right, so let's see with this quick start if it'll. Okay, this is mostly talking about connecting to the app. I will do that later. But I was hoping it would go through the mount instructions as part of the quick start, but it did not. So let's go ahead and if you actually want to see that, excuse me there. Here you go. Let's go ahead and get into a little bit of the introduction here for the device. Okay, here we're still talking about the app here. We went through the battery. Now, it does have its own quick start here, but trying to get to taking care of the mount really quick. Because as a person who has much experience of mounting things backwards, I rather see if there's a direct instruction on that. And there might not be. Just talking about the compass. And while I say this because it's, I'm trying to be dummy proof about the process, but I think that I'm just going to have to just attach this myself and hope so I do so correctly, which shouldn't be terribly hard. But yeah, this is where we're at. Okay, so yep, I will have to, imagine that having to attach things yourself. So let me go ahead and pause and take care of that, and I'll be back. Okay, so one quick thing I'll mention about the screws is that they do seem fairly on the shallow side, but I'll tell you this right now, the way that it fits inside, it is snug. I couldn't even over tighten it on my best day of trying to be as strong as I can. So I think this is as far as I want to go right now. Just showing off the buttons here really quick. So at least for this time being, for now, we're going to call this done. And I'll try to remember to put a timestamp for the Holosun, which is going to be right over here. So again, this is also a box and box situation here. but this one did come from, excuse me, Impact Guns. So here, how it's going to look here. Okay, and again, the model name Iris GR4 did want the green laser. Okay, and it looks like the input rating is stated for CR123A lithium batteries. I've only read on or saw on YouTube one person that had a, excuse me, what do you call it? A replacement, a direct replacement for his unit not working. Which, I mean, a reported one, not bad, and it was directly replaced by Holosun after they put in a ticket or put in a warranty claim. So here's your outside box here, and it has a handle too at that. Yeah, pretty nifty. Okay, put that down. Let's just move it to the side here. No. So, sorry, trying not to break this thing. But apparently there's something I'm not doing here correctly. So it did latch. Okay. Trying to see if I should be pulling something here, or there's something on the back end. No. I wonder if you heard that. But this thing was like vacuum sealed. All right. And you can even see from here, it's like, even from the phone, it's like not much space at all. So this thing was tightly packaged, but I can appreciate that in a way. So hopefully we won't need to register this thing, but that's the first thing that comes up. Here's the user manual. Silicone packet, or silica. Another cleaning cloth. That's typical with Holosun. Also an adjustment key. That's also typical with Holosun. All right. Here's your switch. I'm really not trying to make Glock jokes over here, okay? But here's your switch, along with the, I think these are called transmitters, but don't quote me on that. All right, and the main unit. All right. And here we are. So I believe these flip to the side here for the lens covers. It's just pretty neat. So here you go. All right, here's your adjustment here for the IR, I want to say emitter. Trying to see if yep, it does rotate up. So it starts, I believe, at the lowest position, or maybe the highest focus, and then you can move it up from there. Okay, here's all your settings there. Which I planned on taking a look at against the box back there. Okay, looks like, okay, both of the CR120s are already inserted to begin with. Interesting. Okay, there's a little end cap that was blocking it from being in use right now, I believe. But let me go ahead and take out the second one just to make sure there's nothing else in there. Nope, nothing else blocking the connection. Okay, so it looks like it might be ready to go right out the gate. So let me just tighten this back up first. And let's function check real quick against the wall. I wonder if it's a hold, or not hold, but I meant to say press to hold. But let's double check here real quick. Because I didn't check the orientation of the batteries. The batteries might be backwards for all I know. Let me just double check here in the manual. Just pardon me a moment. Oh, they're saying to discard the used battery. Interesting. Okay. So I stand corrected. Never mind. So the batteries that were there, it stated to unscrew the cap and properly discard the used ones. Okay. All right. Let me just look ahead and make sure I'm not getting any other quick surprises coming out the box. Okay. Not that I can see immediately right there. So again, let's try this other 18650, which should also work here, but let's give it a try just in case. For the sake of science. But it did say in the manual that a 18650 should work as well. But I do like the construction on this. It has like little knurls on it. Pretty good. So one of the setting that I left it on was neutral. Okay. So it doesn't seem to have anything going on yet, which probably most likely means I need to take care of charging the batteries first. So, and judging from the length of this video right now, I think that, we'll just call this an unboxing. Functionality will have to be in a part 2, and I'll just put that as the function test. So, but I want to thank you for your time. First of all, any questions or comments, leave it down below. All right, take it easy. I'll see you.